Hey everyone, this is Avinash back with another video. In this video, let's discuss about chain of thought prompting. In the previous videos, we discussed about zero-shot prompting and few-shot prompting and chain of thought prompting. There are few instances, there might be few instances in our work life where no matter how good of a prompt engineer we are, we give hundreds, maybe 10 examples with a big prompt, lot of context, you followed the whole prompt. But those few shots will not work because the thing is, the task is a little complex. The task cannot be performed just by giving it a few examples or stuff like that. Zero prompt is like no way. Even few shot might not be a good fit in that cases, right? Like in that use cases, right? Maybe you want to write a book, or you want to create a marketing campaign, or you wanted to create a blog post, and you can't just give the whole example or whole context of your book chapter by chapter and all that in maybe 500,000 words. Even if you give, ChatGPT can't just give you a 10,000 word in output at a time. Maximum it can give is 1,000 to 2,000 words at max. So now it's on you to cut down the bigger agenda into smaller chunks. Instead of asking ChatGPT to write an entire book and by giving 100 word, 200 word context, ask it to write a plot first. Improve your plot. Create characters. Create enemies. Create friends between these characters. And do all that on top of it. Once this was done, then you ask, hey, write chapter 1, write chapter 2, write chapter 3, and give all the external instructions you need to have after every instruction. That's it. Like, instead of you asking to write 10 chapters at a time, ask ChatGPT first to write plot, create characters, create characterizations, create whole content of the book, chapters of the titles of the book. Then ask real ChatGPT to write each chapter one time each. So this would take 20-30 prompts, but gives you best 20,000 to 50,000 word book you could imagine. ChatGPT is only as good as your prompts. So using chain of thought prompting for complex things is one utility. So now, usually chain of thought is two ways. One, when you know your task is complex, but output is simple, you have one method. But when you know your task is complex but output is big, in the example which we gave, where output is complex, which is writing a book is complex, but it is also big. It is like 10,000 to 50,000 word output. So in that case, you divide prompts and give it one by one. Like, you divide the whole bigger agenda into smaller chunks and give 20-30 prompts to get your stuff done at the time, like at the end. But then there's that thing, when you know the task is complex but the output would be small, then you will, instead of giving it 8 different prompts to get answer, you'll just add the word step by step. Why it is needed? Simple. When you say the word step by step, you're instructing ChatGPT to forget everything from the second point to 8th point and only think about 1, and then 2 and forget about 1 and 3 to 8, something like that. You're only asking ChatGPT to concentrate on one step, so that the idea is here to make ChatGPT think step by step, so that it could solve the logical problems like all this reasoning and aptitude questions, or it can be your programming questions very easily. That's it. I'll just give you the research paper's definition of chain of thought, so that it will be very handy for your prompt engineering jobs in the future. So chain of thought prompting. Chain of thought prompting is an advanced prompting technique that guides a language model through a series of interconnected steps to arrive at a desired output. It involves breaking down a complex problem into smaller tasks, prompting the AI to solve each task in a sequential manner, and then combining the result to generate the final output. Exactly the book example I told you. Remember, you are combining all the output answers, putting it on a Google Doc, and then the final answer will be arrived there. So chain of thought prompting can be particularly useful when tackling problems that require multi-step reasoning or solving tasks that are challenging for AI models to understand in a single prompt. So to illustrate an example, let's see this. So a bookstore has 45 books in its inventory. They sold 15 books and then received 25 books in a new shipment. How many books does the bookstore have now? A chain of thought prompt guide the language model to prompt intermediate reason steps that follow a train of thought, something like this. Output. The bookstore initially had 45 books. They sold 15 books, which means they had 40 blah, 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 and then they will give you an answer here. But the thing is, here you need to add the word step by step. Here we didn't showcase it to you, but whenever you just see this, this is like a reasoning question. Basically, it sounds simple, but end of the day, it's like a reasoning question. And whenever there is a reasoning question and you need to think step by step, you need to add the word step by step. So that chain of thought prompting will be activated inside ChatGPT, and they would actually think the whole thing in step-by-step manner so that you will get a better answer. That's it. So let's just understand, the whole few shot, zero shot, few shots, COT and zero shot COT and stuff like that. Okay, so few shot example. Roger has 5 tennis balls. He buys 2 more cans of tennis balls. Each can has 3 tennis balls. How many tennis balls does he have now? Usually the answer is like they even gave the answer 11. The reason they gave answer 11 is because the few shot, you need to give an example of the similar question just as a reference. And then the real question happens. A juggler can juggle 16 balls. Half of the balls are golf balls and half of the golf balls are blue. How many blue golf balls are there? If you go directly to ChatGPT 3.5 and give this, it will give you the answer 8, which is wrong, which is the few shot. Even when you give an example, because it's a little more in-depth reasoning question, it's not able to give you an answer. Then you will use something called zero shot prompting. In the zero shot prompting, what would you do is you will just give the second answer, which is the juggler's one, directly, and the output will be 8 if you're not getting it. If in that case, then you'll activate few shot COT, where you'll say one example of Roger, but you'll explain why the answer is 11 in this example. Roger started with 5 balls, 2 cans, 3 balls, blah 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 blah. So this is few shot chain of thought. So here you are instructing in the reference example to think in a step by step by actually giving an example, and then output also will be similar to the example you give here, which is according to the Roger blah blah blah. Then the answer is 4. And zero shot COT. Zero shot COT is nothing but you adding the word let's think step by step. So that is also COT, chain of thought. And then when you say let's think step by step, this exact question is the same, and you are just adding let's think step by step, and then you are just the output of that particular solution will be there is a 16 balls in total, and then it's just kind of think step by step because you say think step by step. So you understand, here here we discussed about 2 types of chain of thought prompting. One, you are actually demonstrating how to think step by step in few shot COT, and you are actually just adding the word let's think step by step in zero shot COT. That's all. These are the 2 ways, and the third way is the way that I am going to discuss right now. I gave you example for 2 ways, which are like okay, it's like but most of the time you might not be just it. You might have a bigger tasks like writing a book, writing a blog post and stuff like that. For that kind of people, I have few examples. If you're a marketer and you want to create a marketing plan, so basically you are going to do something like this. So you're going to do this. So you're giving the context of the whole thing. You're planning a marketing campaign for a new product launch. Here are the details. The product is a new smartwatch targeting health enthusiasts. The total marketing budget is $10,000. You want to allocate funds to 3 main social channels: social media, email marketing, and influencer collaborations. Social media has an average cost per click, which is $5. Email marketing costs $1,000 for every 10,000 emails sent. Influencer collaboration costs $500 per influencer, and you can plan to collaborate with 5 influencers. Consider these conditions and answer the following questions. How much will you spend on each collaboration? Blah, 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 and it will give you an answer here. Then if you allocate, then the next question. So instead of asking it all the questions at a time with just dividing questions into different sequential order, so that we're giving a better answer. If we ask all questions in a similar way, we will not get an answer this kind of in depth. I'll also show you that. How much will you spend on email marketing if you plan to send 50,000 email subscribers? Blah blah blah. We'll get all these answers after allocating the funds. What the question here is, after allocating the funds, how much budget? Blah blah blah. Just an example of how this whole thing works, right? So imagine you got all this. So let me just do this at a time in a single short prompt. Like, we got all this. We still didn't paste the fifth one, guys, by the way. I'll just paste the fifth one also once. Yeah. Given the budget allocations for each channel, blah, 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 influencer collaboration, email marketing, social media, and the remaining budget, all that. It will give us the whole thing. So basically, we gave the context, we gave the budget, and we asked it to create an entire marketing plan for 3 different channels for our marketing. So now, instead of me using COT, if I would have used basically a 0 shot prompting or maybe kind of a single shot prompting, I would get something like this. See the answer, right? So we got answers for everything in a very concise and in a basic way, which I think I don't want. So that's the very reason why I divided the entire budget, so entire questions, into one by one and made it think one thing at a time, so that it will be much more in-depth for all the questions it has to answer. I'll show you the difference also. It's a little slower right now, but it will be much faster than this usually, right? If you see this, it didn't even answer 5th question, guys. It just left the 5th question, which is how the whole thing works. You see, one answer is this big, and here the answer is just like few sentences and stuff like that. So that's the difference. And this even works for business owners, students. Imagine you're a student and you are a student and running a niche blog post to make a passive income. It is how to use chain of thought technique. Maybe you're a student and we have a ready-made prompt here. We need to write the whole thing and then get a whole blog post out of ChatGPT. Instead of we giving the whole thing in a similar way, I divided my agenda into 5 different prompts, and now I'll try and get the best out of the whole thing possible. Now I got, if you are a blog post or content writer, the primary keywords, secondary keywords, and LSI keywords are most important keywords for anything. So for writing a blog post, especially for SEO purpose, then I am going to give the exact answer, what writing style I need and everything. Like, this is like the main prompt. I created our keywords, and now the thing is, using these keywords, I want it to write the whole thing. It gives us the whole blog post here. So the next, let's just let it write, and then I'm asking it to write a compiling meta description for the above blog post under 160 characters, and make sure to include primary keywords without word change. So it is still writing, so I'll just wait till this thing actually gets completed. So right now the not limit, but most of the times, if you ask it to write more than 1,000 words, it's actually not that good. We got this article out of this. Okay, yeah. So basically we got one article out. Just don't ask it to write more than 1,500 words, guys. Maximum is 1,000 words. I unfortunately asked 1,500 words. Maximum is 1,000 words is what I feel it gives the best answer. So let's imagine, okay, it's already a good, output. Introduction. In the ever dynamic world of entrepreneurship, understanding the steps of launching a successful startup is a linchpin that holds the dreams of budding entrepreneurs. You have got actually a good answer from ChatGPT, and then we are writing compiling meta description, which is unlock success with our guide on the steps to launch a successful startup, gain expert, blah blah blah. So that's it. That's your meta description. And write 5 ideas for the above blog post, title ideas for the above blog post. You see, we are dividing a bigger agenda of writing a blog post into a smaller chunks than anything else. That's it. We got 5 title ideas, which we could just pick one and go on. And the 5th one would be write 4 questions for FAQ session. FAQ, what would be the frequently asked questions in this particular thing. You could add this frequently asked questions in your blog post itself for a better engagement from your readers. That's it. Yeah. You see, kind of content we got here would be around 1500 words if I'm not wrong, and all it took us like 3 minutes right now to get to this level, which is crazy in my opinion. And you should all try chain of thought prompting to write your blog posts, books and stuff like that. Recently I even did a whole workshop or like a 2 hours thing on this chain of thought prompting and different prompting techniques. We covered 2 prompting techniques in that workshop. I'll ask someone in my team to attach that. So if you loved the output we got from chain of thought prompting already, I just want you to also watch that particular workshop, live recorded workshop, that will make you understand things in little in-depth manner, right? So that's it, guys. Chain of thought prompting, just to summarize, you could do it in 3 ways. 1, adding the words step by step for the complex problems, but when you know the word count of the output is like simple, you could just say step by step. Or even when ChatGPT is not able to think step by step, even after you asking it to think step by step, give it an example of the previous question and that example thinks step by step, that would give the better answer. Well, that's 2 ways. And the 3rd way is to write your blog posts, to write your video scripts, to write your books and stuff like that, where things are complex, also large. This is when you need to divide your 100, you divide one prompt into 20 different things and then get answers one at a time. So this is the chain of thought prompting. And you see, this is the kind of output we got. It's almost like 1500 words. I'm sorry guys, 1500 words in like 2-3 minutes is like a huge deal. That's it. So that's all for this video, guys. Thank you. Oh, by the way, we have limitations of chain of thought technique. It's not done yet. I know it's a little longer video than usual, but yeah. So the first limitation is task suitability. The method might not be as effective for tasks that don't require multi-step reasoning. Obviously, like when you can do the things in a simple 1 or few shot prompting or 0 shot prompting, you don't need to use chain of thought prompting because it's little complex and it takes little more time than 0 shot or few shot prompting. Quality of the prompts are most important here. The way you divide and then the way you keep giving the context after every 5 to 10,000 words, after 5,000 to 10,000 words, ChatGPT might, or any LLM might forget what you're teaching, like what you are writing about. The first context window will be gone. So it's your responsibility on actually reminding ChatGPT that you are writing about this particular topic after every 5 to 10,000 words. That's the quality of the prompts. Scalability. As a language model increases in size and intricacies, these are concerns about whether the chain of thought prompting can consistently offer a significant enhancement in reasoning performance. Most of the time, chain of thought prompting, since it is a multi-step prompt, answer from previous prompt will be dependent on the next prompt's response, right? So this is a little hectic or little kind of issue here, right? So it might not be consistent and might not be scaling, but as a user of ChatGPT or any large language models, it's more than enough to start the whole thing. And dependence on the large language model chain of thought prompting has been found to be the most effective with the large language models, particularly with those who have more than 100 billion parameters. So this means, if you use a large language model with less than 100 billion parameters, you might not be able to get the best results out of it. It is too complex for that particular model to be able to give you the perfect answers. And then let's now discuss about the use cases. It can be used for code debugging, business strategy formulations, like we did build a whole marketing plan, right? And complex mathematical proofs. For high level mathematics, COT can guide the models through through each step of a proof or theory derivation or whatever, ensuring that foundational assumptions, intermediary steps and the final conclusions are coherently linked. and multi-phased budget analysis. Like, multi-phased budget analysis means like beyond basic financial health insights, COT prompting can dive deeper into company's budget, analyzing revenue streams, operational costs, R&D investments, and forecasting future expenditure. It can provide a comprehensive financial roadmap. And it can also be very good for architectural design review. In architectural projects, COT can guide the model to sequentially assess the design aesthetics, structural integrity, utility placements, and regulatory compliances, ensuring every facet of the architectural design is scrutinized. That's it. For writing books, for writing blog posts, for writing bigger pieces of content, mathematical reasoning, for all that, interview-based preparations that you do for, your reasoning round or aptitude round, chain of thought is the answer for you all. So yeah, that's it for this video, folks. See you in the next video with another prompting technique. Thank you. Bye-bye.